Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome back to another week of the MLBA. We are here up against Flame Horizon, coach of the Minnesota Lycanrocs. Got a really cool logo up there in the top right. You might have seen him in a couple of other leagues because he is pretty prominent in the draft league community. Anyways, he's got an amazing team, as you guys can see above the screen right there. He's got a really solid team. Some of his lower tier picks obviously cost him very little points, but he does have a full team of 12. But you guys can see Mega Kangaskhan, one of the most expensive Pokemon in the draft. I'm pretty sure Seismic Toss is allowed. I'm not 100% sure on that though. I haven't checked the rules on it. I probably should have because you know, it's a really good Pokemon. But when I looked at this matchup versus my team, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Mega Kangaskhan doesn't come to this match. It probably will because it's Mega Kangaskhan, but I don't think it has the best matchup, but we'll have to see. Anyways, he also has Clefable, Scizor, Arcanine, Keldeo, Flygon, Raichu, Sneasel, Dhelmise, Ariados, Monferno, and Pawniard. Obviously, Monferno, Pawniard, very cheap Pokemon to pick up late in the draft. They could do some work in this match, though. I'm not super afraid of Pawniard. I don't know exactly what it does. I know Pawniard is a pretty good, Little Cup Pokemon and stuff like that. But as far as Draft League goes, it probably is only going to come 1 week out of everything. And I don't think it's coming this week. As far as Monferno goes, I feel like Monferno actually has a decent matchup as far as walling Celesteela. Well, not walling Celesteela, but being able to put damage on Celesteela and also Nihilego with that priority. So maybe we see that coming even though fighting's neutralized. We could see that. Anyways, Ariados sets up Sticky Webs. I'm not super afraid of Sticky Webs considering my team's relatively slow already. Dhelmise could become because it checks Rotom-Wash pretty well, but I do have a couple of things. For Dhelmise, he's got the Sneasel, which can put in a lot of work against Uxie and stuff like that. So Sneasel might come, Pursuit Trap and stuff like that. Raichu, I think, is probably coming. I don't have it in the top 6 because I think Kangaskhan is a possibility. But if Kangaskhan doesn't come, I think Raichu fills that 6th spot. Because Raichu checks a lot of my things, and it can switch into Celesteela with an air balloon, stuff like that. So I think Raichu could be decent, especially a Nasty Plot variant. So I think it could come. It's also a good Wish Passer, or not Passer, but Wish Setter, if you know how to use it. Flygon, I think, is 100% coming. Flygon's got a pretty good matchup. Well, I don't know about 100%, but I would say about 70% sure Flygon's coming to this match. I'm going to reposition myself in my chair. But yeah, Flygon, a Dragon Dance set or a Scarf set, they could both put in work. I'm expecting more Scarf than Dragon Dance, but it could be Yachi Berry Dragon Dance, which could put in a lot of work because he tanks an HP Ice and then can kill my Nihilego, but also Scarf would outspeed Nihilego as well. So I'm not 100% sure on what he wants to do there, but I think Flygon has a pretty good matchup. Celesteela walls it pretty well, unless he runs Continental Crush, which I'm not sure if Flygon's one of his Z-move users. The only one I was kind of scared about is Arcanine, so I have to check on that if it is one of his. It probably is. I'm going to check real quick. I don't have the dock open right now. Alrighty, so I just checked the dock, and his Z-move users, he has a bunch of them. He has Flygon, Arcanine, Raichu, Sneasel, and Keldeo, I believe, are his Z-move users. So he has 5 of them. So we do have to watch out for Z-moves. But yeah, so that is one thing, a Continental Crush could pop Celesteela. But yeah, his Flygon, I think, is coming. Keldeo, another Z-move user, but if it comes to this match, I'm going to fully expect it to be Specs, because Specs does a lot of damage to my entire team, and it will stop walls like Sylveon or, Uxie. So, yeah, I think Specs is pretty likely. Arcanine, I don't know what type of Arcanine to expect, but I know I should expect it, because Intimidate Arcanine does shut down my Celesteela. It does wall a lot of things on my team. If he's Assault Vest Arcanine, then he walls Nihilego, and he could run Bulldoze or something like that. I don't think Arcanine gets Earthquake. He might get Earthquake. He does get Earthquake. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Arcanine gets a bunch of things to hit my team, so I think it would be more likely to be physical than special, but then I was thinking he might run Z Solar Beam because of Rotom, so I just have to watch out for a lot of things with this Arcanine. I'm going to try to play safe around it, and I do have a pretty good dedicated switch into Arcanine, unless, there's a few things that would prevent it from being a good switch, but I have a couple of things that can switch into Arcanine, so I think it will be fine. Scizor, I don't think Scizor is going to be too much of a problem, but I think it might come to this game just because it does wall my Sylveon, and Sylveon does put in some good work against his team. If he doesn't bring Scizor, he also can Bullet Punch Nihilego, and it will OHKO, so that's another reason why I think Scizor is pretty likely, because Bullet Punch, if he has a little bit of attack investment, will OHKO my Nihilego, and I'm not running Bibarels because I think that's a waste of an item. Clefable, honestly, Clefable could win this match with just Calm Mind. I'm hoping it doesn't win this match with just Calm Mind because I don't like getting set up and swept by like the Munchlax last week. That was terrible. And I don't want that to happen again. With Clef, it's a little bit more like, yeah, that happens. I don't want it to happen. I have a lot of dedicated switch-ins to this thing and a lot of stuff to hopefully prevent a Calm Mind Clefable from winning this match. I fully expect it to be Magic Guard, Calm Mind, Flamethrower, Moonblast Psychic, or Psyshock. Psyshock for my Nihilego because he wouldn't run Psychic. He would run Psyshock because it has a super low defense. Which also makes prep a little bit harder because now I have to prep with defense on some things because Clef might go for Psyshock on them instead of Moonblast or something else. So yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. And actually, I am going to change a little bit of my prep because I was just thinking about that. I probably should change a little bit of my prep. He also got the Kangaskhan, and I've talked about that already. Anyways, I've talked long enough about his team. Let's get into our team right here. First Pokemon, obviously, Celesteela. It's on the screen. Let's get into this. Bring Steelium Z, Celesteela. I don't always bring an autonomous set, but these last 3 weeks, Celesteela, like the physical mixed Celesteela, has put in work with an autonomous set, and it does this week too. Like, there are 0 switch-ins to my Celesteela. Like, Heavy Slam's gonna kill the Clefable. Flamethrower is gonna kill the Scizor. Earthquake is not gonna kill the Arcanine, which I kind of was thinking Groundium Z, but I just don't want to click Groundium Z on the Flygon switch-in because Flygon is a pretty decent switch-in. I just don't want to click Groundium Z. I'm bringing Steelium Z because of the Flygon, because that's the only move I have to OHKO it. Like I said, Flygon's kind of an issue for us in this game. The only thing that can really freely switch in on us is, what's its name? Keldeo, but he might be a little bit wary that we have, like, Acrobatics or something like that. But yeah, we do a ton of work to his entire team with our coverage. If we got to autonomize up in 1 Beast Boost, we basically sweep through the entire team after we get rid of Keldeo. So, I was thinking about running Acrobatics or Air Slash, not Acrobatics, but Air Slash, and run more of a special set. But I think this is better because Keldeo, although it does put in a lot of work against our team, I think we have good enough answers for it. Next Pokemon we're going to be bringing, also I didn't really mention the EVs, but I have enough speed to outspeed his Raichu at max speed, and then some, because I think that if he knows how I've been building these last 2 weeks, I have been putting my Celesteela at enough speed to outspeed anything with Autotomize up. So I think he might try to speed creep that with his Clefable, and I don't want Clefable outspeeding me at all under any circumstance. So I should just have 176, but I want 3 extra just in case he tries to speed creep that. We're also going to bring Druddigon this week with making its season debut. I had it in the team prep last week. It should have came. I had Dragon Tail on it. It would have allowed me to phase out the Munchlax when it was setting up. I don't know why I took it out and put Uxie in instead, and it was even in the video. Like, if I would have just done that, then we wouldn't have had to worry about Munchlax. Anyways, we're bringing him this week. I'm not switching him out of the lineup. Stealth Ox is really nice to wear down his entire team. Arcanine is such a problem, and I've learned the best way to beat Arcanine is to get up Rock. So this will be our lead, most likely. Unless he brings, like even Sneasel, I'm not scared to lead this against Sneasel. There is the problem of him leading Clef, which maybe if he does bring Clef, I have to think differently for my lead. So I don't know 100% if I'm going to lead this, because Clef is a pretty likely lead. It sets up rocks and stuff like that. So now that I think about it, it probably isn't the best lead. But we do have the Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, because King is a problem. And yeah, we're going to have Rough Skin Rocky Helmet to do some damage if King does come. Although I do have like Celesteela, which switches into King relatively well. And also there's the possibility of King being special with the Ice Beam, or like something like that, which could be kind of scary, but it doesn't do that much damage. But we also need this to switch into Arcanine. Arcanine doesn't run coverage for a Druddigon. I don't even think it gets too good of coverage for it. So if he is like Flare Blitz, like imagine taking Flare Blitz, Recoil, Rough Skin, and Rocky Helmet. Like, that's a lot. And then phasing with after Rocks get up is really nice. So Druddigon, I hope, can put in a lot of work this week. Like, I'm really hoping it does put in the work, but it's just a situational Pokemon, and I think this week it has the situation it needs. So hopefully it will work out. Next Pokemon we're bringing is going to be Plutonium, the Nihilego. We're bringing Life Orb. I wanted to bring a choice item on it, but the problem is, if I lock myself in the choice specs and I use Sludge Wave, then he gets a free switch in to, like, I don't know, let's say he gets a free switch in the Flygon, and then he gets up a Dragon Dance, or Scizor, and stuff like that. So I want to run Life Orb because it does do a lot of good damage. We can hit the Dazzling Gleam on a lot of things. Dazzling Gleam is a really good move. We can try to catch the Scizor on the switch with the HP Fire. I'm never staying in on a Scizor. He probably brings Pursuit. Well, I don't know if he brings Pursuit or not. but it could be pretty good to Pursuit Trap some stuff. But yeah, Bullet Punch Oko, so I'm never staying in on it. But yeah, Power Gem could sweep late game, Sludge Wave could sweep late game if we get rid of Scizor and stuff like that. So it could be a pretty decent bring. Honestly, I don't see Nihilego putting in too much work this game because of Scizor, but if we get rid of Scizor, then it can definitely do some good damage. It also checks the Arcanine relatively well if he doesn't have Earthquake. Next Pokemon we're bringing is going to be Wanda. Wanda's EVs are pretty interesting. I originally was going to bring a Fizz Def set to lift 2 Earthquakes from a Flygon, or from a +1 Flygon, but I do have a lot of good checks to it, Celesteela being the main one. Like, it can't touch Celesteela. I think it can run Thunder Punch, but that's not going to do too much damage. And also, I have another Pokemon that it won't be able to touch as well. So, we have Wish, Baton Pass, Heal Bell, Hyper Voice. I should bring HP Fire. Like, it's obvious to bring HP Fire in this match. And so, I'm hoping that it's so obvious that he, like, switches out on HP Fire, or expected HP Fire, or tries to play around the fact that I might have HP Fire. I did this earlier in the Season 2 with the Genesect. I didn't have HP Fire. The problem is I really want Heal Bell, because if he burns anything or Thunder Waves anything on my team, like he might have Will-O-Wisp on his Arcanine, Thunder Wave on his Clefable, something like that, then I need that Heal Bell off, because I don't want anything burned, I don't want anything Thunder Wave, and I certainly don't want this thing Toxic. If he's not a Calm Mind Clef, then he's might have Toxic and try to 1v1 my Sylveon. I was thinking about bringing Calm Mind Sylveon. There's so many different Sylveons I can bring to this match, but I think this is decent. I just don't have coverage. I can't get coverage for Arcanine, and I can't get coverage for Scizor, so it's just, I'm gonna bring the Wish, Baton Pass, Heal Bell, Hyper Voice. I hope it works out. I just want a Wish Pass, to be honest, because I think a lot of things are gonna get broken down, and the next 2 Mons are the main Mons I want to be Wish Passing into. So, next Pokemon we're bringing is Washington, the Rotom-Wash, Will-O-Wisp, Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, and Defog. First time I'm bringing Defog on Rotom-Wash this season. I don't want any hazards up on my end. Like the Clefable can set up the Stealth-Tox. I don't want that. Even though I don't have anything on my team, well, I do have 1 Pokemon weak to Rocks. But even though I don't have that much on my team weak to Rocks, I just don't want Rocks getting up on my side, and I don't want Sticky Webs either from the Ariados. So I'm going to bring Defog. I might not click it in the game, because if I get Rocks up on that side, I kind of want to keep Rocks up. But I don't really have it. I don't think I even have a spinner on my team, so I can't even do that. But yeah, we have the Defog, Will-O-Wisp for basically everything. I can Will-O-Wisp the Kangaskhan, I can Will-O-Wisp the Scizor, I can Will-O-Wisp the Flygon, I can Will-O-Wisp the Sneasel, stuff like that, and none of them can really touch me back. This is my main answer to Flygon. You guys can see I have a lot of physical bulk. I might even put a little bit more physical bulk in there just so I can live hits a little bit better. So I think I'm going to do that right now. But yeah, I have Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, just a really simple Rotom-Wash. I originally had Pain Split instead of Defog, but I figured Defog is probably better because I don't see myself clicking Pain Split, especially since I Wish Protect or Wish Baton Pass on my Sylveon. Next Pokemon we're bringing, and I did mention I have a Pokemon weak to Rocks, that is Magmortar. Magmortar is pretty important in this match, especially if it's Calm Mind Clef. I mean, we can get Flame Body burns on the Kangaskhan and the Scizor, which is cool, but this is mainly here for the Clefable. If it starts to set up Calm Mind, I need to switch this thing in right away and get a Clear Smog off. Clear Smog obviously eliminates its stat changes, and then it will go back to neutral. I put a little bit of physical bulk on this thing because of Psyshock. I think Psyshock is 100% going to be on the Clefable because of my Nihilego. So I put some defense on it so that I can live a +1 Psyshock. We also have the Toxic in case we figure out that he is Unaware Clef rather than Magikarp Clef, and also I think Arcanine's a pretty likely switch into us, so we can obviously get off the Toxic on that. Hidden Power Ice for the Flygon if it is a switch in as well. Anyways, that is our team we're bringing this week. It's not the greatest. I think I could have come up with something better, but I was kind of in a rush this week with the holidays and everything. I didn't really build a team until today, actually, and I'm doing the battle in about, I don't know, half an hour probably. So this is the team I came up with. I hope it's enough to win this match. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the match, and hopefully we can pick up a W. Alrighty guys, we are here with the battle. We've got our team right in front of us. You can see what my opponent brought. He brought the Mega Kangaskhan, and I don't think I mentioned this in the team builder. It's been a while since I recorded that team builder, because I recorded it the day that we did the battle, and now it's been at least a week since then. So anyways, he brought the Mega Kangaskhan, and one thing I didn't mention is that he could bring Special Kangaskhan, and I wanted to mention that in the in the video because I was afraid that he might bring Ice Beam for Dredagon. Anyways, that was just one thing I completely forgot to mention. I don't think I mentioned it at least, but that was one thing I thought about. But we can see the Pokemon he brought, and good thing I prepped for everything because the Monferno and the Raichu come, which I did not expect at all. He didn't bring Clefable, he didn't bring Flygon. I didn't really expect Delmi, so I wasn't too worried about that. And Sneasel and Pawniard, like I said, I didn't think that they were a possibility, but you know, anything can happen. And then he also, you know, the Ariados didn't come either. So this is the team he brought, and yeah, kind of threw me off guard at first. I was trying to think maybe it's a Keldeo Scarf, maybe it's Specs, but Keldeo definitely looks like his win con at the beginning of this match. Other than that, I can't really let Monferno like start clicking Mach Punch on my team because it does put in a lot of work if it's like Gunk Shot and stuff like that. EVLite, it's kind of tough to break down. Rotom, just right off the bat, look at Rotom's matchup. Rotom has a great matchup in this game. Like, it switches into Scizor 100% of the time. It can switch into basically every Pokemon except for Raichu if Raichu's running like Energy Ball. I think it gets Energy Ball. I know it gets Grass Knot, but Grass Knot won't do super great damage. And like, yeah, we just have a great matchup right here with Rotom. Anyways, we're going to click the play button. I'm going to lead off with my Dredagon because rocks are important in this match. It's going to Volt Switch and reveal to me that he doesn't have super offensive investment, but he has some. He's going to go out into King, and this is where I really thought he had Ice Beam, but he didn't. And you're going to see this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this damage. 50%. Over 50%. And boom. Now his Kangaskhan Kong is at 16%. We get the Raichu, unfortunately, but that's okay. Aragon did his job. That Kangaskhan is almost out of this game right off the bat. I wanted to predict this right here. I'm going to pause it real quick. I had the Raichu. I'll go back a turn. So the Raichu kills my Dredagon, right? I'm okay with that. I go out into my Nihilego. I wanted to predict the Scizor so badly. I knew that my only move to kill this Raichu is Sludge Wave. Like, Power Gem does not kill this Raichu. Sludge Wave does, 100%. It's like an 86 roll. So if I get the min roll, like 86 to like 104 was a roll or something like that. So if I got the min roll, I didn't kill it. But he knew I had to click Sludge Wave to kill his Raichu. And I knew that switch was super obvious to either be Kangaskhan or Scizor. And a Hidden Power Fire should have been my play 100%, but I didn't want to pull that risk. So I went for the Power Gem because it's kind of a mid-ground play. And as you guys can see, this Scizor is not specially defensive at all. 67% is huge, and we get that nice switch out into our Rotom-Wash. He does Roost Up. He makes the right play. If we went for Power Gem, we actually would have killed his Scizor and maybe swept through his entire team there. But we get the Will-O-Wisp off. Unfortunately, the Raichu takes it, but that's okay. 70% on Raichu, still good. He does have the Hidden Power Grass, and he gets the crit. But we get that Hydro Pump. We hit that Hydro Pump, and Raichu is gone. Rotom-Wash picking up the first kill for us. He goes out in his Monferno, and I was really confused right here because I looked at the calcs. Monferno could not kill me with my defense investment. Close combat, the min roll is 30, or the max roll is 36%. And as far as Slurrbus goes, obviously not even close. And he didn't even outspeed me, so I think he might have had like misgenning or like miscreating the Pokemon, because he did tell me he ran max speed, but this obviously isn't max speed because I only ran 12 EVs and speed on my Rotom. So I'm not sure what was going on there, but the Hydro Pump does kill, which I think reveals that he wasn't EVLite. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, Rotom-Wash gets another kill, so it's putting in the work. He's going to go out into Keldeo, which can kill me from this range. So I'm going to make the switch out into Sylveon, which is kind of a dedicated switch into this. He had the Hidden Power Grass on Keldeo too, so good prediction, or good prep right there. Anyways, he does get the free switch out into Scizor every time I go into this thing because I didn't run Hidden Power Fire, but he just gave me a wish into my Rotom, which makes this Pokemon so much better. I'm going to make a bold play right here. I believe I stay in. I haven't watched this battle over. I actually might go in the Sylveon, but I believe I stay in the Scald. Yeah. He didn't want to go for the Hidden Power Grass, and we get that huge Volt switch off, which now makes Keldeo very little of a threat. I go out into Wanda, and I'm free to click Hyper Voice here. I don't care if this Scizor comes in, because look at this damage. 27% is huge. He can Roost Up, but that's okay. I'm just going to go for the Baton Pass right out into my Mag Order, because now I threaten every single thing on his team. He's going to go out in the Kangaskhan and sack that off. And I'm just going to go for the Flamethrower and pick up the kill. So now we're sitting very comfortable. Keldeo is going to come out here. I do get the free switch out into Sylveon. Like I said, it's at 100%. So it's an easy switch in every time. He does get the burn, unfortunate. But Yeah, I think he's going to go Scizor here, but I didn't want to make any bold predictions, so I just go for the Hyper Voice. And right here, I'm going to go for the Baton Pass because I think he might roost up. He does go for the Bullet Punch, but we're going to live that, and we Baton Pass out of there, right out into Magmortar, and now he has no switch-ins, really. He's going to go Arcanine, but he's not Flash Fire. You can see he's Intimidate, which I figured he might be Flash Fire, but he was Intimidate, so we get some good damage off, and you can see Dragon Pulse is doing nothing. We do miss the Toxic, unfortunately, which might allow him to switch, and as you guys can see, he couldn't switch into a Flamethrower, but he can switch into a Toxic, so his Keldeo is going to get one last hurrah right here, and I'm just going to sack off my Sylveon because it was so low, and I didn't want, like what he did was go for the Hidden Power Fire. I did not want Rotom to take it, so Arcanine is going to come right back in on the rocks, and yeah, Washington, our Rotom-Wash is just going to be really good right here. He runs a Z move, and oh my goodness, I completely freaked out because I thought that was going to be Z Solar Beam because I said it in team preview or in team prep. I was like, that's going to be he's going to have Z Solar Beam on his Arcanine, and when he clicked the Z move there, I was 100% sure that was it, and it wasn't. He had Z Sunny Day. If that was Z Solar Beam, it wouldn't have mattered too much because Nihilego could have swept with Power Gem at this point. Well, because he had Bullet Punch on the Scizor, it couldn't, but I had Magmortar in the back anyway, so I don't think I could have lost this match if it was Z Solar Beam, because, like I said, I could have just went out into Nihilego, which he might have had Bulldoze, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So, who knows? If it was Z Solar Beam, or, well, if it was Z Solar Beam, he wouldn't have had that speed boost anyway. So, I think I won this match either way, but he goes for the Z Sunny Day. We do hit another Hydro Pump, so Rotom-Wash getting a third kill in this game, which is huge. At least I think that's his third kill, and we're going to kill the Scizor as well. So that was a very close game. I think Rotom-Wash got 4 kills. Maybe he got 5? I'm trying to remember who killed Keldeo. Killed Keldeo. I think he died of the Toxic, but I don't remember who Toxic'd him. Magmortar did. So Magmortar got 2 kills, and Rotom got 4, which is really nice. Celesteela, unfortunately, not getting the kill. But we come back after that devastating loss to Zone last week. That 5-0 loss. We come back, we win this game 4-0. We're now 2-1 with the +3 differential. Make sure you go check out Flame Horizon, by the way, in the description down below. He does upload his videos too, so you can go check him out and see his perspective of the battle and see how he's been doing this season. Mega Kangaskhan is a ridiculous Pokemon, so if you want to go see some shenanigans over there, you want to go see a Mega Alakazam tracing Parental Bond, you can check that out on his channel as well. Anyways, that's going to do it for our Week 3 match in the MLBA. I'm out for now. Peace.